light this candle. I'm talking about Patreon. You haven't heard it? It's Patreon. Ticket Price Podcast. We're on Patreon. I'm doing a new Patreon intro. I'm Jake. That's Tevis. We're Ticket Price. Ticket Price Podcast. Patreon. You can tune into our episodes. We get comment sections. Ticket Price Top 10 Tuesdays. Check them out. Bonus content. Moments in horror. We got it all. Patreon. Ticket Price Podcast. Jake Tevis. Ticket Price. Patreon. Loud noises. Let's burn this candle. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whenever it is you're tuning in. Welcome to Ticket Price. We have a special episode for you as we are doing another Ticket Price Top 10. I am your co-host, Jake, and sitting across the way, co-host extraordinaire, and the only man who keeps making me come up with top 10 lists and then doesn't have the list ready to go when we record, Tevis at Master Control. How are you, sir?
Hey, I told you, I only got 10 more to go.
Well, you better come up with them real quick, brother.
I was going to come up with them off the cuff.
Just go. It's like jazz. You're just gonna go with the flow.
I'm just going to go down the list of my Funko wall.
You probably could. All right. So today's top 10. You want to fill them in, or you want me to do it?
We're going to do a top 10 movie villains. Not specifically horror villains, but they could be in the mix. But just our favorite movie villains of any genre.
Mm-hmm. So I guess spoiler for our next top 10 that we're going to have coming out on Halloween. Spooky. This list does not include, or I should say my list does not include any of the villains from actual horror movies. Horror movies.
My list has a few horrors in it. Horrors.
And as I look at my list also, this list is in no particular order except for number 1. Like, number 1 is my all-time favorite movie villain. The rest could interchange at any point in time based on how I feel. I want to make that caveat right now.
I would agree with that. My top 1, it just seemed like he needed to be there. He or she. She, maybe, had to be at number 1.
It's a dude, isn't it?
It's a dude.
Okay.
I only have one female on my list.
You know what? Technically,
oh, okay.
I have many females on this list. Technically.
I'm super curious now what the hell your list is.
I told you I've got some hot takes. I don't know if they're hot takes per se, but I got some that I think you'll enjoy.
Okay.
And hopefully our listeners enjoy. So, starting off at number 10, and again, this is in no particular order except number 1. Number 1, I will defend as the greatest movie villain of all time till I die. But number 10, for me, the government agency from horror movie spoof Cabin in the Woods.
Oh my God.
I absolutely adore this government agent. They're like taking bets on what monsters are going to get summoned and how people are going to die. And then the new guy's like, do we have to see her boobs? And they're like, we got to put on a good show for the old gods. Come on, baby. Where's that money shot? Like, he was holding the conch. I just wanted to see mer people. The scene where the two survivors are in the transportation capsule, and then they inadvertently, go through the monster storage facility. I love that shot.
Oh,
that is one of the best shots of monsters ever. So and they're all just like, yep, just another day at the job. Hey, Bill, hey, I had to feed the giant cobra thing. It's just whatever. I love that government agency. I love the idea of it, the way it's portrayed. Yeah.
I totally forgot about that movie. That's such a good movie. Okay. Well,
I'm starting hot.
Yeah. Mine is the Predator.
Oh.
From not the original, not the sequel, but the Predators remake, reboot, just reimagining that they did, where it's multiple Predators, where the
No, I believe that's just a continuation.
I think it is,
It's
but it has a lot of the same beats.
Adrian Brody, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's in the Predator family of movies, but it's not like a remake of the first or second. It's just predators kidnap people with a particular set of skills.
Yes, they do.
And drop them on a world where they can just hunt on like a game preserve,
Right.
where they can just hunt them. So yeah, I don't think that's a sequel, or it's a sequel adjacent kind of thing.
I think the look of them they look so massive. I love how they're each decorated differently and have their little trophies hanging off of them, and their arm sabers are super long and powerful. I think all of them in that movie look, and they all look really good in every single movie, I think. But just in that movie, they all look especially creepy and amazing.
Yeah.
So that's my number 10.
I feel that. All right, number 9. Now, I don't know if we haven't had a chance to talk about it on the show much. I love kaiju. From King of the Monsters.
I don't like sushi, so I don't know.
Sushi? Sushi? You think this is about sushi? Ah!
Shut up. I hate you. Boo this man. I hate that joke. Boo this man. No, from the King of the Monsters all the way down to Clifford the dog. I love kaiju.
Is Clifford a kaiju?
Pretty sure Clifford's a kaiju.
Okay, I want to see him in the next Pacific Rim.
You know what? He'd be better.
Is it Pacific Rim or Pacific Rim?
I hate that joke too, but I already booed you once.
Well, I have a friend who says he wants to be specific about something when he's...
Oh.
Yeah.
So how long ago was it he got kicked in the head by that horse?
Kicked in the head by me every time he says Pacific.
No, from the monster verse, this would be Godzilla, King of the Monsters, King Ghidorah.
I don't know who that is.
It's the big gold triple-headed dragon.
Oh, okay. You got to dumb it down for me.
I know. I have to dumb everything down for you. For my kaiju fans out there, for my Monsterverse fans out there, King Ghidorah. Because I love the look of Godzilla in these movies. Kong looks good. Rodan and Mothra were cool. The Muto were interesting. But King Ghidorah, he is the biggest of all the kaiju thus far. He's got the wingspan, the 3 heads. He's spitting lightning bolts. He's flying around. He looks so cool. And you know what? He's a giant alien lightning monster. What's not to like?
Has he been in the newer ones?
Monsterverse are the newer ones.
I mean, so is he in the King of the Monsters? What's that latest King Kong movie?
Okay, so there's
Godzilla. Rather.
There's Godzilla.
Yeah.
Then there's Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
He's in that,
and he's the main villain in that one. Then
that's probably the one I've skipped.
But there's also Kong, Skull Island.
Yes, which I liked.
Then there was Godzilla versus Kong,
which I did not like.
And now there's going to be another one.
Okay. Because I know I did catch Godzilla, and I watched Kong, and I watched Godzilla versus Kong. I think I missed that.
Yeah, there's a specific Godzilla. There's a Pacific Godzilla sequel that's Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
And so, yeah, King Ghidorah.
My number 9 is from Spider-Man Homecoming, Vulture.
Ooh, man, you and Michael Keaton.
Man, Michael Keaton is awesome, but I'm a big visual guy. Like, if you have a cool design, I'm all about it.
This Vulture was cool.
His design is super cool, and it's not just design for design's sake, not just to look cool. It's practical purposes, like his claws that he would use to pick up things and fly off with, just like a freaking vulture would do. And it's everything from the helmet to the wings. It just works, and he's super creepy when they really focus on just him in the air. And plus, it's Michael Keaton.
His performance when he's dropping Peter and his daughter off at the prom, and he pulls the gun, and he's like, because he's figured out Peter is Spider-Man. That scene is captivating. He is straight riveting in that moment.
He is.
And also, you're a big Spider-Man guy.
Right.
Vulture from the comics
Terrible.
is one of the worst
Oh,
villains ever. If you were going to bring Vulture and you had to redo him from the ground up, basically,
Absolutely.
the
Yeah.
way they did.
When I heard that they were doing the new Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and the Vulture was the character, I was legitimately concerned.
I went, why Vulture?
Yeah, I'm like, you have a
This old man that's vaguely bird like he has a stupid green bird suit. Like, it's so
with the
dumb.
feathers around his
Yeah.
neck. I'm like, what the shit? And they do that too in the costume because it's his flight jacket. It has that
Mhm.
almost feather like.
It's like a
around the
bomber
neck.
jacket.
Yeah.
But it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
So it was like that. It was like the original costume, except different and cooler in every conceivable way.
Yes. I hope when they said they're going to do the Vulture, they looked at the picture of him in the comics and said, nothing in this is coming into the movie.
They went, oh yeah, okay. Get my X-Acto knife here. We'll cut the name out. We're going to use that, and the rest of this is in the garbage.
Yes. But yeah, I think he's super cool, and I love that movie specifically for him.
Man, I'm not letting this joke continue anymore. That was the last one. We're
Okay.
not doing this anymore. And I blame myself for keeping it going.
Yeah,
I did it
you
too.
did it.
I know. All right. Number 8. Ike Clanton, Tombstone. He's not even the main villain, but I love Ike Clanton in Tombstone. You know, what's wrong with him? Lunger. Yeah, well, I hope you die. What is that? 16 hands in a row holiday? Son of a bitch, ain't nobody that lucky.
Stephen Lang is the man.
Scott Lang.
Yeah, that's right. It's Stephen Lang's his father. Forgot. But yeah, Stephen Lang is so good in that role.
Ike Clanton, he's ruthless. He's cold-blooded. He will literally stab you in the back, but he's also just such a bitch.
He is such a bitch. Like when he at the OK Corral, he's like,
I ain't got no gun.
Yeah.
Don't shoot me. Ike Clanton, commence to fighting or get away.
He almost falls over himself just to show how much of a bitch he was.
Right. Actually, in the montage at the end of Tombstone, he survives because he rips his sash off and quits,
That's
and they
right.
stop hunting him down. And in the credits, or the just before the credits, the narrator from the beginning comes back on that kind of talks about how each person kind of finished their life out. You know how like Virgil, despite only having the use of one arm, became a sheriff, and yeah, Ike Clanton got killed in a robbery attempt.
That's fitting.
Yeah, he's such a bitch. He didn't even die with his gang. He went, oh God, Wyatt Earp's gonna murder my face.
Oh,
Let's have a spelling contest. Nope, Ike Clanton, Tombstone, 100%.
That's awesome. I kept thinking of somebody from that movie, Tombstone. I couldn't pick him because he wasn't the main villain and he wasn't in it that much. I wanted to pick somebody from that, and I thought about just picking them as a whole. The
Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys as a whole. But I didn't.
Missed opportunity.
Yes.
The Tevis story.
Fucking Michael Biehn in that. Oh,
yeah.
Michael Biehn? Is it Michael Biehn or Michael
Behan? Behan? I don't know.
I'll have to ask him next time I talk to him.
Yeah. Ask him why he wasn't in Aliens 3.
Because he got killed in the crash.
Jerk off.
Okay, my number 8 is Hans Gruber from Die Hard. Man, he is so cold and charismatic, and just he's a fun dude to see on screen.
And Alan Rickman's performance.
Alan Rickman is so amazing from everything he's ever done, and I would almost watch Harry Potter just to see him, but I won't.
His Snape is fantastic.
Yeah, but then I have to sit through all the Harry Potter bullshit.
Well, you're gonna have to anyway for our show at some point.
I know, but then I'll have a good reason.
Well, good is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, that's true.
It's for our show.
I'll have it's fine.
You'll have
reason.
a reason.
Yeah.
It's a Shelley Duvall award-winning reason to watch it. Totally fine. Absolutely fine.
But no, he's so smart and just he stops at nothing to get what he wants,
Mm-hmm.
and I love every minute that he's on screen.
I will say before moving on, unless you've got, it
Moving.
seems low to me,
Oh, this is in no order
except for one, right?
except for number
Okay,
one.
yeah, no orders except for number one.
Right.
Okay. Number 7, Jafar from Aladdin. Aladdin is my favorite Disney movie, and Jafar is the most awesome villain. Dude kicks ass.
The Jafar from the animated one.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
there's a live action one.
we don't talk about that.
I know.
For
It
our
was fine.
showdowns of originals versus remakes,
yes,
we could do those, except they would be the most one-sided eviscerations.
it would be fun.
Yeah, but then I'd have to rewatch the live action Aladdin, and I hate that movie.
I don't hate it. It's just
No, when you love the original
No.
Aladdin as much as I do, I hate that movie. That being said, Will Smith as Genie and the way he did put his spin on everything, I actually enjoyed Will Smith Genie. My hate for the live action remake of Aladdin has nothing to do with Will Smith as the Genie.
It's just everything else.
Just everything else is wrong, and I hate it.
Yeah, but there's still no beating Robin Williams.
No, but we're not talking about Genie. We're talking about Jafar.
Oh, that's right. Jafar.
Man, he's just like, okay. He has already worked himself up to the Grand Vizier of the Sultan. So he's super powerful. He is crazy influential. Oh, also, side note, he's an incredibly powerful sorcerer. And he has his cobra staff that hypnotizes people. And he's got his guards that listen to him more than the Sultan anyway. So he's just like, yeah, I need this person killed. And they're like, got it. And they start, and they'll kill people. In the beginning of Aladdin, he gets his second half of the golden scarab that takes him to the Cave of Wonders. Right?
Right.
And he gets it from Hasim, the thief. And he's like, do you have it? Hasim is like, I had to slit a few throats. And he runs his finger and it's like, this is a kid's movie, guys. Right? Go to the Cave of Wonders. And the big tiger head is like, only one may enter, the diamond in the rough. And Jafar's just like, cool, get your ass in there, Hasim. He's like, I don't know, get your ass in there. And then Hasim goes in there and immediately gets eaten and dies. And Jafar just goes, he was obviously not the one. And just could not give a shit. A magical cave in the shape of an animated tiger head eats a man in front of him, and he's just like, back to the drawing board.
Start over.
Got my scarabs.
Find somebody new.
No, Jafar kicks ass. And then when he makes the wish to become an all-powerful sorcerer, and he's just like, he turns himself into a cobra, and he traps Jasmine in the hourglass, and he unravels carpet. There's more magic. He himself does more magic in that final fight scene than in all the Harry Potter movies combined. The animators went, what can we do with magic? Oh, that's right, whatever the hell we want. And it's so awesome. Jafar.
That's a good pick. That is a really good pick. My number 7 is from the Aliens movie. It's the Alien Queen.
Ah.
I love her. She is so just hulking and terrifying. And when she stabs the android through the chest and pulls him up and then rips him in half and then lowers herself down off of the ship, and her and Ripley fight with that power loader.
Get away from her, you bitch.
Oh my God. It's such a good scene and such a good creature design. They had a good creature design anyway in the Alien.
Xenomorph.
Yeah, the Xenomorph. But man, when they came up with the Queen, they fucking knocked it out of the park.
Okay, you would know better than I. So I'm going to, because I had always heard the scene where Bishop dies, gets the tail, the only reason they were able to do that and actually make it into the movie, because they were like, no, he's not human, he's an android, and he's got his gray android fluids, it's not blood. the movie company almost were just like, no, that is way too violent and we can't have that. And they were like, guys, it's not a person, so it's cool. Like, that's what the story I always heard is one of the reasons Bishop was an android, so that death scene could occur.
That might be the case, honestly, because he doesn't really have any android related reasons to
Mm-mm.
be there, like other than to freak Ripley out at the dinner table.
Right.
And and a callback to the Alien movie. So that might be the case, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't. That's just what I've always heard.
Yeah, but
Hey, in the comments, let us know.
I will rewatch that scene over and over and over again.
Poor Bishop.
I know.
Why do you? So wait a minute. Do you love the Alien Queen, or do you just hate Bishop?
Yes. The part when Ripley opens up the doors and everybody starts to get sucked into the void, and poor Bishop is like skipping across the top of the and he has to hold on. That's my favorite part. No, I'm just kidding.
That's messed up, man.
I know, right?
Are we ready for number 6?
We're ready for number 6.
All right. Shredder from the 91 classic live action Ninja Turtles. Here's the thing. Because we were like, one of our rules for this and the horror villain list is we have to give a specific movie, like, a specific example. Like,
Right.
So for me, I'm going with this one. That being said, this could also qualify for any and all Shredders. I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I just do. I always have. I was of the right age at the beginning of and during Turtle Mania. Like, I was 100% all in, and I never grew out of that. Actually, I saw my birthday present early because Anna was like, hey, can you change the baby's diaper? I went, yeah. I went in, there was just...
Was it in the diaper?
No, but it was left out on the changing table. And I went, hey, was I supposed to see this package of custom Ninja Turtle socks? And she went, no! So any Shredder, but specifically for our list, I'm going with the live action Shredder. He looks awesome. The characters, unlike live action Jafar, who misses the mark on everything you want Jafar to be, this live action Shredder, the actor has the voice, he has the presence, he has the look. When Tatsu curls the cape back for the spiked shoulder pauldrons, like, he looks so badass. And then the final fight scene, and he's got his spear that looks dope, and he kicks the turtles' ass, just collective asses. Shredder, 100%.
I like that one.
Also, I take a lot of issue with the DC animated Batman Turtles crossover.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. Batman could handle Michelangelo. He could handle Donatello. I believe Raph or Leo would fight him to a standoff. I believe if Batman had to fight any combination of 2 or more turtles, he would lose. Suck it, Batman fans. One-on-one, Batman would not be able to defeat Splinter or Shredder. Suck it, Batman fans.
Okay. Now you piss me off.
How long you think Batman's been working on his karate?
Long time.
Is he a master of ninjutsu?
No, you know what? You do have a point. They've been doing it since they were kids.
Right, including Splinter and Shredder.
Yeah.
Who are older than Batman.
That is true.
I'm sorry, Batman would not beat Shredder. Suck it, Batman. Ra's al Ghul, bitch, get out of here. Foot Clan town now. If the Foot Clan fully attacked Gotham, Gotham is fucked. There's my first bleeped F-bomb for this one.
I already had one, so.
Yeah, I said mine.
Oh, that's right. I thought you said the first one.
No, well, maybe I did. I don't know. You're number 6.
My number 6. I went back and forth on this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same character, but they're from 2 different movies. So I had to narrow it down to one specific.
Have we talked about him on the show?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I kind of broke it down by performance and look, and that made me pick the one I picked. And a lot of it, the other one was a lot of nostalgia.
That's
So
fair.
it was Joker
Mm.
from The Dark Knight. I love Jack Nicholson. The performance is great. It's a totally different Joker than what Heath Ledger did. But man, there is nothing like Heath Ledger's performance in that makeup. Heath Ledger's got it hands down.
What about Adam West Batman? Caesar
Romero.
Caesar Romero.
Shave your goddamn mustache,
You
and then
can't-
we can talk.
You can't have Caesar Romero shave his mustache. No one would know who he is then.
Dumbass. No. he ranks right down there as a Joker for me with who was that dickhead that played him in the Suicide Squad?
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
Caesar Romero was infinitely a better Joker than Jared Leto.
It's the bottom is Jared Leto
Yes.
and then Caesar Romero.
That's probably true. Off the top of my head, I can't think of all the Joker iterations, but the ones that come to mind would be Jared Leto, Caesar Romero. Then, probably Jack Nicholson. Then Mark Hamill.
Oh yeah.
And then Heath Ledger. And you know what? If people are like, nah, Mark Hamill. Actually, you know what? No, Mark Hamill, I think, is the best Joker.
Yeah, I would put Mark Hamill up there if it wasn't animated. And I know that's maybe a little bit of a cheat, but just the costume and the design look of Heath Ledger's Joker is amazing.
Mm.
The scars, oh, it's so good. And then on top of with that, his performance, yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's Heath Ledger all the way. Your number 6?
5.
No, that's what I said. You're number 5.
Well, I don't really have a lot I can add on here. Number 5, The Dark Knight's Joker. Because I just said, Mark Hamill, but if I'm being honest, I have never seen an animated Batman movie.
Really?
I have nothing against them. I just don't care enough about Batman to watch them. So with that being said, all of the Mark Hamill Joker performances, everything that I really know of, are television and video game. This is a movie list. So, that being said, of the movie Jokers, it's Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
For all the reasons you've said and all the reasons you're unable to articulate. See how I could build him up and tear you down at the same sentence. At the same time. I'm that good.
I feel like I was complimented with a backhand.
All right, number 5, sir.
My number 5. If this was in an order, this was in any particular order, he would not be at number 5.
Higher or lower?
He would be higher.
Ah.
And like I said, this is in no particular order, so when I thought of him, I'm like, oh yeah, I just put him down. Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men.
A character I don't know from a movie I've never seen.
Oh my god!
Although, before you go into it, I have a number of friends who are really big on this movie, and if it gets brought up, they don't shut up about it. And I'm like, I don't care to see this movie anymore. They've ruined it for me.
Those friends of yours need smacked because this movie is so outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's on screen and he's talking to someone, and that person is in danger, like it's very, very tense. And he is so smart. He's calculating. He practiced breaking into a motel room, so he knew the most efficient way to murder the occupants. and it was great. Just everything about it. That he has the shotgun he has with a big silencer on it, and he has this cow prod thing that shoots a bolt into their head, and yeah, super great weapons, super great acting. It's a great character. What's your number 5?
4.
That's what I said. What's your number 4?
Again, I don't have a ton I can add to this one. Hans Gruber. Die Hard. Alan Rickman is the man. And it's crazy to me that this was his first movie, Die Hard.
Oh, I know. I forgot all about that until I rewatched the movie recently.
Hans Gruber is calculating and intelligent. He's cutthroat and bloodthirsty. He's witty and charming. He's so... If I wasn't being held hostage at Nakatomi Tower, I'd be like, no, I'm gonna have dinner and drinks with this guy because he's cool as hell.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, R.I.P. Alan Rickman, gone too soon, brother.
Yeah, that ain't no shit.
All right, number 4, sir.
My number 4, Denzel Washington.
That's a person.
From Training Day. Alonzo Harris.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, not a character.
Denzel
Washington's a real dude.
He's just a fucking bad person. He's a big ass villain. No, I'm just kidding.
We love you, Denzel. If you would like to be on the show, you let us know.
I love Denzel Washington so much. Everything he's done.
Everyone
even care.
loves Denzel.
I don't care what it is he's done. But have you ever seen Training Day?
Oh yeah.
God, he is so. And that's another character that he's so cool. I would want to hang out with that dude until he, murders somebody and then
scares me to my core.
Yeah, and or leaves me to play poker with the guys who are going to rape me in the bathroom and then blow my head off. But and it goes too with Denzel's performance. He's never had a bad performance in a movie.
No,
but this one just over the top, amazing.
Love you, Denzel.
I love you, Denzel. Call me.
Hey, calm down. It's not like we're talking about Mel Gibson.
I was going to say, that was my Mel Gibson moment right there.
Wait, is Denzel Washington your number 1 celebrity crush?
He might be.
You know what? I get that. 100%.
All right, number 3.
Number 3. Thanos. Avengers. Infinity War specifically. Because he's the main... not only is he the main antagonist, he's the main character of Infinity War.
Yeah, he is.
Josh Brolin. Speaking of actors who just kill it in everything, I love Josh Brolin. And Thanos is such a gripping and compelling character. And it's like, Josh Brolin, you're playing a giant purple grimace looking dude in an Avengers movie. You don't have to act this hard. And he's like, yeah, I do. and because he goes into it so hard, Thanos is the single greatest character in the MCU of all time.
Man, that's a bold statement. I don't think you're wrong.
Right?
Yeah, no, I don't think you're wrong.
It's Thanos.
I'm running them through my head right now.
See, so am I. And I'm like, nah, my statement holds up.
Yeah, he's just a badass.
Right?
And he's, like you said, Josh Brolin is such a good actor anyway, but
like when he air quote kidnaps Gamora. And he's just like, no, just keep balancing the knife. Look over here, it's perfectly balanced, like everything should be. And then you just hear the massacre behind them.
Murder behind them.
Oh my
genocide.
God. Or when the Guardians go to stop him on Nowhere, and they don't realize they're too late yet. Actually, it would be just when he reveals they're too late.
Yeah.
And he's got Gamora, and she's like, Peter, you made a promise to me not to let him capture me. Like, you have to do it. And he's got the gun up, and he's like, he's having trouble. And he's just like, come on. She asked, didn't she? Do it. Because he thought Quill had no balls. And Quill did it. And he's like, I like this one. And then they teleport away. Like, oh my God. So awesome. Thanos is so awesome.
Well, that's my number 3. Are we number 3 or number 2? Number
3.
3. My number 3 was Thanos.
Oh!
Yeah.
Every list we have one that's in perfect sync.
Yeah. And honestly, I didn't specify in my head or on my list as to which one. I combined them because it's one movie, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's just part 1 and part 2. But I think you're right. I think from Infinity War, he is tad bit better.
Well, and it's not even that he's better. We just get to see and experience more of him.
Yeah, you get the part with Gamora where he teaches her about the balance, and
Mm-hmm.
the part with Peter Quill was freaking amazing. He's like,
Yeah.
do it, and he does it. He's like, oh, well, bye, fuck off.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 3 is Thanos.
Are we on to number 2?
On to number 2.
I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of like Thanos, where it could have gone. It qualifies for more than one movie. For the whole trilogy, The Matrix, Agent Smith. Oh, yeah. Come on. You're looking at me like I'm a crazy person. Mr. Anderson.
I'll give it to you for the first one.
Well, to be fair, Matrix 1 is infinitely better than 2 and 3, but Hugo Weaving's performance and the character of Agent Smith kicks ass in all 3. Oh yeah, if we're asking like what is top to bottom a better movie, it's the first one.
Yeah.
But to me, throughout the trilogy, Agent Smith never lost his appeal, for lack of a better word.
Which one is it that he gets implanted into the real world?
2, and then it resolves in 3.
3. Yeah, that whole part of him just kind of lost me. Didn't really work for me. But
yeah, but that's not the character's fault.
Maybe.
What?
Well, it's because it's not the same actor.
Sure, but that's not the character's fault.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. But as far as number 1, yeah, spot on.
As you can see, we've been watching you for a while now, Mr. Anderson.
Is that your Hugo Weaving impression?
It's a very poor attempt because I don't have the gravitas of Hugo Weaving to do it. One of these lives has a future, and one of them does not. Oh my god! Hugo Weaving, Agents, it's so good!
It's not bad. Not bad.
You know what? Fuck, the whole trilogy. Matrix 1. Hugo Weaving, Agent Smith, Matrix 1. When he's got Morpheus captured, and he's like, leave him with me. And the other agents step out, and he's like, I must leave this place. It's the smell. I feel infected by it. Just the way he pronounces his words and he uses his inflection is so unique and it's so cool and it drives the point home. And he's like, I must get out. I must be free. It's so good. Fight me, nerd.
I'll give you that one since it was just the first one. Yeah. All right. My number 2 is the T-1000 from Terminator 2.
Okay, because there's a T-800, but that's OG Terminator.
That's the original from the first
and then
one.
1000 is the living metal or
The
what?
liquid
Okay,
metal one,
yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Man, that guy was cool as hell.
Yes. Yes, he was. I remember when I first saw that in the movie theater, me and my dad went. And oh my God, when he first gets shot and those little puffs of metal pop up on his outfit,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
I was worried. I thought, man, this is going to be corny as shit. And then he's laying on the ground and all of a sudden they close up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, what the hell? And then just the more and more you see of him when he comes walking out of the fire and he's all silvery, and I'm like, oh my god, this
When
is
he
so cool.
when he walks through the bars or he comes up from the floor,
Yes.
and you're like, oh my god. Honestly, he could be on your list for top 10 horror villains, and I would still. Terminator 2 is not a horror movie, but I would still accept it because the T-1000 is horrifying.
Yes.
That is a terrifying thing.
Yeah, and I've loved him the first time I seen it. I still love him. I'll pop that movie in once a year and just sit back and go, yeah, that's my jam.
I don't even like the Terminator movies, any of them.
Really?
But T-1000 is cool. It's
Man.
legitimately cool. So, okay. I haven't seen your list.
Okay.
You haven't seen mine.
Right.
We're at number 1. And I can't help but feel like our number 1 is the same. I feel like we might be on the same wavelength here. If we're not, I'm going to be sad. But I feel like we might be. So, give a hint about your number 1. I'm just curious.
I think he was a heavy smoker.
Did he underestimate people with the high ground?
Perhaps.
Number 1, and this is the only one on my list that is definitive, dead set. The single greatest villain in movie history. Star Wars. Darth Vader.
Holy shit, that's what I got.
Oh, I knew it! I felt it! I felt it in my bones!
You felt it through the force?
We had a force connection. I had no shirt on, and you were like, why is your torso so weirdly proportioned? And I was like, don't worry about it! Vader!
I could eat nacho chips and dip out of your chest concave.
Out of my chest cavity. That's true, because I have the concave chest going on.
Yeah, no, he's from the moment he walks on screen. It's
let's be real. If we're talking Star Wars, from the moment the camera pans over and he's choking a guy out with one hand, has him picked up off the ground and just chokes him out.
Mm-hmm. And he's only on screen for, it's less than like 7 minutes, I think.
Is it that short?
It's very short.
And just Vader, man. And again, it's anything. I say Star Wars, but for Vader is probably, I think, especially given the life of the Star Wars franchise, 9 sequential movies, plus that X amount of movie spin-offs, you might say, animated features, animated shows, video games, whatever. Vader might be the most protected character in history. No one does Vader wrong.
Oh,
probably because they're afraid Vader will actually kill them.
I 100% agree. There was a video game I played. Jedi Fallen Order, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I'd heard that Vader was the boss at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, I don't want my character to be able to compete with Vader. But then I finally get to the point where I'm facing him, and it's terrifying. And you have no chance but just run and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, it's not a fight.
No.
It's use all the powers, use all the abilities, use all the strength that you've acquired throughout the course of the game to maybe not get slaughtered. Because Vader was going to kill you.
And I know we said this is a movie list, and to be specific about which movie, but he is such a badass through every single movie that he's in. And I don't know, have you watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi series?
So good. I know a lot of people are like, oh no, it's done, doesn't do anything. Some people are like, it has no story or point. I'm like, and this is why we're not friends. I need you to never talk to me again.
That part when he arrives in the town and he's just walking through, just killing people and grabbing them, throwing them, and just choking them, and oh my god, it's such an amazing scene.
In Rogue One, the door opens, all the rebels are ready, and then the red lightsaber hits, and the music comes on, and you just go, oh my god. And honestly, they could have just blasters fire and just cut away, and you just know everyone in that hallway is dead. but they don't cut away. What we get is arguably one of the greatest Vader fight scenes ever. And he just slaughters this hallway of people. And do you ever see the animated I believe not Clone Wars, Rebels, Star Wars Rebels, for my animated TV show fans out there? There's a moment where Maul, I think, is fighting Ahsoka, and then they both feel a tremor in the Force, because Maul has also been escaping and fighting like the Inquisitors, like Vader's Inquisitors.
Yeah.
And it's fucking Darth Maul, who's a badass, and he's like, no, I just handle it. But then they're like, but throughout the series, he's kind of mentioned, he's like, but if the leader of the Inquisitors show up, you run, because Maul has no idea who Vader is. And so he and Ahsoka are fighting, and they feel this tremor, and Maul goes, I gotta go. Because he knows it's the lead. And you're like, what is it, like the Grand Inquisitor? What is he talking about? Vader walks out. Vader's presence within the Force is enough to make Darth Maul flee in terror. Because let's be real, Vader would eat his lunch.
Yeah, there's nobody competes with Vader.
I'm so happy right now that like our number one is Vader. I'm so happy right now.
I kept waiting to see if he was on your list anywhere, and I thought, man.
See, I was doing the exact same thing. I was like, I know Tevis, Vader's gonna be on there. And I knew Joker would be on there for you. I knew Vader. I knew one of the Terminators I was expecting. But I was like, man, I haven't heard Vader yet, which I know he's going to be, I just felt it in the Force.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you had to know I was going to pick a Star Wars guy, because I have my wall of freaking Star Wars Funkos in there.
that ass tattoo.
That too, but... All right, well, this was fun.
I love our top 10.
I do too.
So, you know what? Hey, everyone, the single greatest movie villain of all time.
Easily.
Darth Vader.
Yes.
So, like, share, comment, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. We're all over the podcast scene at this point. Whatever, wherever you choose to listen. I think we're on there now.
Pretty much, yeah.
So yeah, please, follow the show, keep up with our regular episodes, and we have more top 10s coming.
Yes, we do. We're going to have a top 10 favorite sauces list. No, we're not. That's stupid.
Are there 10 sauces?
Yeah. You got mayonnaise, you got mustard, you got ketchup.
The only mayonnaise I want is Mel Gibson's. Does that count?
I mean, sure.
You don't know what I'm talking about. Listen to our Lethal Weapon episode if you haven't already. This will make way more sense.
This man loves Mel Gibson.
Unless, of course, this list comes out and the Lethal Weapon episode hasn't come out yet, in which case, wait for it. Yeah. It's a good one.
And check out timestamp 6 minutes and 38 seconds of the director's cut.
First of all, if you're watching the director's cut of Lethal Weapon, you're going to want timestamp 6 minutes and 33 seconds.
Oh, sorry.
38 seconds is too late. He's already digging for beer in his fridge at that point for breakfast. 33 seconds. 6:33. Anything else, sir?
No, not for me.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for joining us. I am Jake. That's Tevis. This has been Ticket Price Top 10. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.